And it's Adam Gonzalez, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment. Okay, it's always doing something a little bit crazy. Just one second.
And you do have an offer on the books for now.
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 10135, State of Texas versus Adam Gonzalez. Could I have parties re-announce, please, for the state
Hank Wilkins to the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Gonzalez.
And you're Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we went into recess and the court wanted to know whether or not the state had had any contact with the complainant in the case. And
Yes.
state,
Yes, ma'am. So the attorney who did the intake on this case reached out to the complaining witness and she hung up on him. So, cut off the contact with our office, Your Honor.
all right. The court did find the defendant guilty and found the enhancement true. And we're proceeding with sentencing, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just asked the court to follow the plea agreement, Your Honor. Plus, we were asking the PSI be waived and Mr. Gonzalez be allowed to be report to probation and resume his work.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez, how are you employed?
I work for Hard Components. It's a manufacturer for building houses, the frames, and I'm the lead builder in the floors department, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oops. What are their ages?
8 and 6.
And who are they with?
They're with Miss Elisa Costa.
Okay. Any drug issues?
Alcohol, ma'am.
Okay, and how often are you using the alcohol?
I was drinking frequently. I had just lost my mother last year, and that's, been a thing that's been bothering me for a while. So that's something that I would like to share with you.
All right, and who does this weapon belong to?
It was my uncle's. And the whole argument behind that day was to get that out of there. And I was drinking the day before. Let him, talk Miss Elisa into it. And the next day, that's when everything happened. And so with that being said, the alcohol is something that I have an issue with.
All right. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court is finding the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon state's exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. There's a $2,500 fine that will be probated. There's to be no contact with Elisa, Elisa Acosta. And when I say no contact, I mean no contact. There is no, hey, I'm clean and sober now. Thinking of you, Mother's Day, none of that. No contact. No, you're having a third party contact her for you. No, if she's on Facebook, they say Facebook is old people's social media. But if she is on any type of social media, no following her, no tagging her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's going to be a TAP evaluation in custody. They tell me that those TAP evaluations take about 2 weeks. Is that correct, probation? Right, so there's going to be a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow TAP recommendations. What do we want to do about this weapon?
If you could agree to forfeit the weapon, Your Honor.
All right, you to forfeit the weapon. Do you all want the weapon destroyed?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, destroy the weapon. There's to be a gang evaluation. Are you a gang member?
Ex-gang member, ma'am.
Okay. I was going to say, or either you're just overly enthusiastic about the San Antonio Spurs.
No.
Okay. Thank you for being honest with me.
Yes, ma'am.
There's going to be field visits and of course, probation. If it turns out he's going to be on gang supervision, then I understand that the field visits are not necessarily necessary. But if not, field visits one time per month for 6 months, then at probation's discretion. I'm going to want 250 hours of community service restitution. Once you complete parenting classes, that will be waived. Proof of employment. Within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. And anger management class. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, in order to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know. Since I'm ordering field visits, and if you fall under the gang supervision, they're going to come out and do field visits. You need to make sure that you're available for those field visits. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
And just one moment. The allergy season is high, everyone. I need to take my allergy tablet. I didn't take it this morning. You know, shame on me. What's high? Is it oak? Is it? I'm very congested right now.
Begin sleeping on us now, Judge.
Hmm.
To begin sleeping on us.
Yeah, and they say that cedar is high too,
Oh,
and oak.
usually see it high on allergens and high on other things, Judge. You know,
Well, I do have, there is a prescription for it, and I never had allergies until I came to San Antonio.
I believe it.
And I apologize to my younger brother every day because he had allergies. And I would always tell him, it can't be that bad. Now I know. All right, who is here on? What is his name? Paul Bell? Yes. And then after that, it will be Willie Cunningham. And then after that, it's Dotson.
Let's get some.
I appreciate your patience, but you know, we got a break. Court is calling 2024 CR 0058, State of Texas versus Paul Bell. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach done for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Austin Hagy representing Mr. Bell.
And are you Paul Bell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I believe, is your witness going to be by Zoom?
She's here, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Bell, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision or Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Bell, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Absolutely. Yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, state recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence in the MIC evaluation. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
State,
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and no harm for injurious contact with Kim Bell. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State, any evidence?
State offer states form and attachments, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. This is my client's first felony offense. It's first offense ever,
Yes, sir.
correct? It's first offense ever, Your Honor. He is a former military veteran. He was honorably discharged. He has taken this case very seriously. We did apply to the Veterans Court. It wasn't the right fit for certain reasons. He is here before you today, and we do have a witness, complaining witness, that would like to speak briefly to the court about one of the conditions.
All right, sure. If we, we'll call the complainant up.
Ms. Bell?
Hello. Hi. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kim Lisa Bell.
All right, thank you. You have questions, counsel?
Yes. How do you know Mr. Paul Bell?
He's my husband.
And how long have you been married to him?
31 years.
Okay. And he's never had a criminal case with you ever before, correct?
No. Mm-mm.
And at some point during this case, you asked this court to modify the bond conditions so that you could be around him. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was in October of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. In the last almost more than 6 months now, have you had any issue being around him?
No.
Okay. Do y'all currently reside together?
Yes.
And are you raising a child together?
Yes.
Okay. And does he help you as a good parent in that?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. And does he provide for you
Yes.
and the child?
Yes. He's the sole provider of our family.
Okay. So if you were to live on your own, would it financially be difficult for you to make that happen?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Okay. So for all those reasons, on this deferred adjudication, would you like the no harmful or injurious contact order to continue?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think this court should know about that?
May I say something?
Sure.
Okay. I personally feel that after the incident that happened, that Paul sincerely regrets what happened. He has been moving forward to try to better himself. I do appreciate you taking the consideration of the deferment for myself and for my daughter, who has a lot of medical issues. I just want to say thank you to the court.
All right, thank you.
Pass the witness.
No questions.
All right. So of course, I'm always trying to balance certain things. Both of the parties have agreed to continue with the no harmful or injurious contact. And sometimes I have people before me, and the reason why they want contact is for financial reasons. All right. So how long were you all married?
31 years.
31 years. And is this the first time something of this nature has happened?
We've had some altercations in the past, but nothing like this.
So is anger an issue?
Yes.
All right. So other than anger, what else is an issue?
I feel that Paul would be suited best to get some kind of mental evaluation done.
Okay.
See if there's something psychologically that's needs to be addressed. I feel like anger issues and psychological issues go hand in hand. So I think that'd be a good fit for Paul to.
And are
work.
there any weapons in the house?
Yes,
Okay.
they're mine.
They're gonna be removed. He's not gonna have access to firearms, Your Honor. He's been admonished on that today.
So the firearms that are in the house, are they locked up or, and are you the only person who has access to them?
Yes, I can change the code.
Okay.
So Paul doesn't have access to it.
Okay. So have you all been through couples counseling or anything of that nature?
In the past.
Is that something that will be helpful for him now?
Oh, for sure.
Because here's the thing, I can order him to do certain things. I can't order you to do certain things because you're not under the court's jurisdiction.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out what can be done to make sure that you're protected, make sure that your child is protected. Because sometimes people do well when they're under supervision. But at some point in time, if he's successful on probation, he's not going to be on supervision.
Mhm.
So I always try to do classes that will benefit everyone and make sure we're not back here again.
Right.
So I can order that he go to couples counseling. So if you have a couples counseling, I can't order you to go to it, But if you set it up, I can order him to go to it.
Okay.
And is that through his work, or
What's
is
the
he
question?
retired?
He's currently working on.
He's working.
Yes.
So will his work have couples counseling for them?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. There are some free places that do couples counseling. They have counseling now that's geared towards the complainant, and also counseling that's geared toward the person who's accused. And they also have joint counseling. So it's sort of like once you do your counseling for somebody who is the complainant, and they do their counseling for somebody who's accused, then it's sort of like, okay, we're ready to come together to do couples counseling.
Okay.
So I can order couples counseling, but like I say, if you don't want to do couples counseling, I can't make you do it. And if you decide not to do it, then he won't end up having couples counseling, because you can't have it by yourself.
Right. And I
Okay.
would like to have that done.
All right.
Mhm.
And is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And you're not afraid to have him live with you?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Oh,
We'll
thank
see.
you. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Bell,
Yes, ma'am.
couples counseling. Do you need couples counseling?
Yes,
Do you need anger management?
yes,
And you need mental health evaluation?
yes.
Okay. All right. So this is what I want to tell you. Sometimes complainants will come in and testify, and sometimes they testify for the person who's accused of being abusive towards them. And the person who is the accused thinks, oh, I wouldn't have to do this if she wouldn't have said A, B, and C. Based upon what I was reading, what I can tell you is I was already leaning towards those directions. Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. We'll do a MIC evaluation. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Kim Bell. I'm going to order 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed to be satisfied. Did y'all want the BIPP course? I don't see that in here.
Yes.
All right. So the BIPP course, that has an anger management component to it. So once you complete that, that is a part of your anger management course, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
There is to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs, proof of employment, within 35 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, one time per month for 3 months. Then at probation's discretion. I'm going to order couples counseling with the understanding that if the complainant doesn't want to participate, then there will be no couples counseling. All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, no.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because this is you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for your service. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Willie thank you. Willie Cunningham. All right, we're here for discovery.
Yes, Judge, there is discovery uploaded and I've downloaded what has been uploaded. I haven't finished reviewing it. I don't know if that's all I'm gonna need or if there may be, I can't say on the record that there are no further discovery issues.
All right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you one final date for discovery
Thank you.
for everybody to make sure that everything is had, then state at the next setting, you'll need to be prepared to make an offer.
Okay, Judge, absolutely.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Cunningham.
Be May 2nd.
All right, we'll be back on May 2nd. At that time, I'll need a discovery acknowledgement and state you to make an offer.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Is there anything else?
Nothing else.
All right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Who is here on Fabian Ramirez? Hello. All right, so we're here today. The state is to tender and
It's not the time or the place.
so today, state, were you able to tender an offer?
Your Honor, we did make a preliminary offer, that's correct.
Okay,
And I say preliminary, Your Honor, because I certainly know counsel wants to speak with you about a few things. If I understand kind of what counsel has approached the state with, they believe that the complainant will not be cooperative with the office and that might impact or influence the offer that's made. We have no record of attempted contacts from the complainant, so today, counsel went ahead and gave me their phone number to best reach them, so
okay.
that might further inform, Your Honor, but I just wanted to keep the court apprised of that's the current status of the case.
Yes, Your Honor. The state, I did confer with the state. I actually have been in contact with the complainant. We actually spoke about an hour ago. He stated that he had left a voicemail with the victim advocate. Obviously, it might have been over lunch. I'm not sure if they were able to update their notes about that. But he's not willing to prosecute, and he's kind of recanting his original statement. I'll hopefully have him sign the affidavit. He's supposed to be coming to my office Wednesday, so he can come and sign that affidavit. I've also filed a reduction of bond or a motion for personal bond. I would like to have that set for a hearing next week.
All right, Judge Nahara will be able to hear that.
Okay.
And Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
recall this back for plea deadline date. Can we bring it back April 18th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your plea deadline date is going to be April 18th. At that time, you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. And Norma, if you can give them a reset form in case he's released.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Thank you, Your
welcome.
Honor.
You're welcome. And Deputy Mejia, make sure he gets his reset form.
So I'll ask. them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever gave it to them. No, we
All
don't.
right. Kevin Carell? Yes. All right, so state you re-indicted?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I just need to get a re-magistrated judge.
All right,
I plan on dismissing the other two, so I can do that now.
No.
okay.
Give me your motion and then I'll refer it over.
Well, as far as, were you able to talk to his bondsman?
Judge, we talked to we did not talk to his bondsman to answer the question. We talked to Satellite Bag. He has the same JN number. And so our understanding of that is that because he has the same JN number as one of the original bonds, that the bonds will transfer.
All right, so has anybody checked to see if he has the same JN?
He does. I have checked and based on my and Mr. Wilkins, I think, was worked to make sure that the JNs were the same.
It's the same JN on that, on the new indictment, Judge. It's, and then defense counsel has access to both of the JNs for discovery, so, yes, it should be, it is the same JN.
Okay, so what's the difference between this case and the cases that state is planning to dismiss?
There are some problems in the JD system with how we were indicting failure to stop and render aid cases, Judge. So initially, when the state was indicting those failure to stop and render aid cases, there's no mental state alleged in the JD language.
Okay.
And then later the court said, okay, well, this mental state is required. So we have some new language from the appeals folks, and so that's what I re-indicted it.
Okay.
With that new language, Judge. And then I added a count 3, which is injury to one of the passengers in the car. Was 14 years old. So I did add that third offense, Judge.
All right. So there's going to be a quick turnaround for a plea deadline date on this.
And just to make the court aware, defense counsel has made some discovery requests that I think we've complied with everything so far, except for, we were kind of looking for some other things that defense counsel brought to our attention. And on the SB 111, the police had some Coban that they said they had uploaded to discovery, and Coban didn't. I've requested the Coban now. That wasn't provided previously, Judge. So that's kind of where we are with discovery.
All right. Your plea deadline date is going to be, Norma, can we put this the week of May 13th?
Yes, ma'am. 13th or 14th.
13th or 14th?
13th.
All right. May 13th is going to be your plea deadline date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll give you a reset form. And Norma, put it under the 2024 case.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I understanding you're dismissing these?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Daniel's helped me get these dismissal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 2024.
Yes, it's 2023, 7336 and 7335.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
I know for a fact I would have dismissed the wrong one.
Yeah.
Sorry. So one for reading that, I just read that shortly. Right?
Yeah.
May my client take a seat?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Right, thank you. No problem. You're welcome.
And may we be excused once we have.
Yes.
Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, where's Simmons?
You just got that with Charles Bunce.
Okay. Okay. So what we still have pending then is Simmons. All right, thank you. Oh, Norma, the answer to that question is yes, I did. Yes,
Like a scanned copy of it.
yes. Thank you. See, people were complaining that it was cold in here. Now it is hot.
They're gonna give it to me initially. And thank you. So like that.
She stepped out, she's coming back. Okay, good. I'm
That's yes.
This is not on the docket today, but we want to put it on the docket for Friday, at least. Thursday? Okay, Thursday, first week. I'll give you the question. 2022. 2-1. 2-5. 2-1. Yes. Yeah, POCS, and we're gonna do a plea that way.
I have them set on the floor.
No, I need to do it now. What date is it?
It's a Thursday.
I know, but
It's coming Thursday.
so that's on the 4th? Then we'll do it.
Okay.
Okay,
He's on the docket with this.
okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a good day.
I'm sentencing and one more final reading.
Norma, on Dotson,
Oh, that's one.
yeah, this one is gonna have to be set for a hearing.
Yeah.
And and then see if the state has any objection.
Yeah, I did contact, what's her name from?
Division?
She said she was gonna look over it. This was like about a month ago.
All right.
So she wasn't sure what was gonna happen. So that's why Ms. Russell wanted it set for a meeting for today.
Okay.
They have to get before the 45 day.
No, well, we can start it today where I announce it on the record, so that'll start, and then I'll make my ruling. But there are some issues with that and looking at the case law. So,
But
and is Mr. Dotson in custody?
he's in TDC.
Oh,
Have 10 years TDC.
okay. All right, then we're gonna take a short break.
This guy's show. And he has a violation report. His case is up to today and he has a violation. report.
Okay. All right, Deputy Mejia, can you make an announcement for Timothy J. McCormick Johnson? I'm sorry, Timothy J. McCormick Johnson. All right, and Zach, we're gonna go on the record.
Yes, Judge.
Court is calling 2024 CR 3084 State of Texas versus Timothy J. McCormick Johnson for the state.
Zach done for the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. This was set for a hearing at 9 a.m. It was also set for a violation report at 9 a.m. It is now 2:52 p.m. The deputy has just stated that they made an announcement and they did not respond. Is that correct, Deputy?
Yes, ma'am.
He is currently on a PR bond that was granted by someone, not this court, state.
Yes, Your Honor. The state would respectfully request a bond forfeiture.
All right. All right, the court will grant a judge's warrant and remand him without bond.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Sorry, what? I think it may close at 2. I could be wrong. If you want to call down there and check.
Judge, on that case, it looks like he was currently picked up already, so he's in jail.
Oh,
It's one or not.
Uh,
Oh, that's making. Yes.
all right. Then, Norma, see if you can have him brought over tomorrow.
we do Thursday, Judge? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
Thursday is fine, but the judge's warrant will be issued.
Did you bring it down?
It was to.
Oh, you just got arrested.
Yeah, Thursday. Thursday.
I cannot see it.
Let me call him.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
And there's someone in the waiting room, Geraldine Navarrete. Is that for this case with Mr. Bach?
That would be, I'm not sure.
I think so, Judge.
Okay. And then Kevin Carell is done.
Yes.
Willie Cunningham done. Terrell Guidry. Could I see the file on Terrell Guidry?
Yes, ma'am. He's with Carl Basil. They were gonna go look at videos or something. I just texted him to see if he can come back.
Okay.
I checked Cornelius's office.
Yeah, he said he was gonna be in Cornelius's office.
And I believe I have this for Richard Murray. That's already been taken care of.
He's deceased.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
hold on.
I was right off this record. Yeah. No, we didn't.
I didn't see that, that new remake of Field of Dreams coming out where they just play softball and do some cocaine. You
Oh,
didn't see that?
stop with the madness. No. Uh-uh.
Sign me up for that team.
All right, so we just have two cases pending.
Judge,
are we doing
a 5K this month?
Yes, we are. We're doing a 5K.
I will support you mentally. Put a no harmful.
Okay, let me just tell you, we are not doing the virtual 5K.
Judge,
I expect to see everybody there.
That's this weekend, isn't it?
Yes, we're doing it.
So do we get shirts? What's going on?
Yes, I'm having shirts.
Better than that, I would hate to get fleeced. Fleeced is like a term, it means like, when somebody gets fleeced, it means like,
No, I get it.
Oh.
Because it's Easter, like because it's cheap or something.
well, I was just thinking articles of clothing, that's the first thing I
Oh,
thought.
okay, yeah.
No, how dare you? Get on your side.
You say Frank?
I meant Hank, but then.
But I meant to recruit you for last Saturday. That was our team. It was a rope run.
Dude, I wanna-
Oh, wow.
Fallen officers.
Mhm.
So I got two teams
He
going
was still there, I was like.
and then we have to run with a 40-pound rope, 3 miles each.
Oh,
So that's like some of the pictures. That's a
He just.
Yes.
he was like,
Unless you're not in trial, then the 10th in the afternoon.
No, it'll have to be in the morning,
Like last thing you do,
sort of like the first thing that we do,
like
9.
8:30. I just would like to do it before you get all wrapped up in.
Oh, no, 9.
You'll be the
Yes.
only one.
You'll be the first one.
I'll be the only one.
You'll be the
Yes.
only one.
Oh, then 9 o'clock. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we'll be back on April
10th
10th
o'clock
at
sharp.
9. Does your client need a reset form? All right. And then I will see you all tomorrow.
Evening.
You're welcome.
So what day is the 5K?
It is, we're doing a 5K. We're doing it cold turkey and we're doing it on April 7th.
April, is that a Monday?
That's I think it's Sunday. Some of us may survive, some of us may not.
So the run of the kid, they go for it.
Well, you can run or you can walk it. We're overachievers in this court, right, Mahia?